is my podcast, Wednesday afternoon, December 7th, 2022. I'm here on the Next Gen USA Network. I am here on the Rory Sauter page. This is my podcast. I'm not like other podcasts where you have guests and you riff off each other. My podcast is what happens in the week, and I just want to talk about it. And if you don't like it, don't fucking listen. That's the beauty of the podcast. You don't like it? I don't give a shit. Anyway, when I said December 7th, it was 81 years ago that the Japanese attacked us on Pearl Harbor. The sneak attack. Okay, that's where the phrase comes, they jacked me out. It was, about the Japanese unfairly, cowardice attacking us. It reminds me of 9/11. That a lot of people always say, remember 9/11? Nobody remembers. Nobody cares anymore. Okay? I care. I'm deeply hurt when I hear people making fun of doing jokes about 9/11. I think it's bullshit. But just let's go back to December 7th for 1 minute. December 7th is the Japanese attack Pearl Harbor. Now, you would think this was the worst attack ever in United States history. And everybody would say, Freddie, never forget Pearl Harbor. You know how quick we fucking forgot it? Because of money and because of greedy politicians. All of a sudden, 15 years after the war, Japanese companies, we were investing in them. We fucking sent money right over to Japan to rebuild them. Japanese cars, Japanese lawnmowers flooded. Go mow your lawn with this beautiful Honda lawnmower. Even though your child was fucking killed by the Japanese in the war, you had no father because the Japanese fucking killed him in Iwo Jima. You see how quick it happens? Like that. Couple of fucking dollars, cheap fucking lawnmower, cheap car I could afford. Boom. Forget about it. That's our weakness. That's our weakness that we forget too early. And just like 9/11. Oh, 9/11, we got to make sure that nobody comes into this country. That's the fucking border. We have 2 million people. We have no idea who they are or where they are in the country. And you know what? Every day, thousands come in. We don't know who they are. They could all be plotting. How many terrorists were there? 19 terrorists? There could be 100,000 of them here, ready to do something on a scale we've never fucking comprehended before. Why? Because we don't fucking remember. And our goddamn politicians won't close the fucking border and keep us safe. If for any other reason, if you're a politician, you say, look, I'm for open borders, I'm for everybody coming in, but because of what happened on 9/11, and we should never forget, I'm still going to keep the border closed because who the fuck knows who's coming in? That wouldn't be bad, right? So whenever anybody says that, if they're a Democrat and they say, remember 9/11, tell them, go fuck yourself. Because you keep voting in people who don't give two fucks who comes into this country. You don't give two fucks about all these people who are coming in and fucking doing God knows what. Very soon, I'm sure. Okay? So don't bullshit me. Would never forget. December 7th. Whenever December 7th rolls around, I remember that no one gave a fuck right afterwards. Look at this. It's winter in Jersey. Look, I got a fur. I look like Buddy the fucking elf. Remember the Christmas one? The swirly, whirly candy. Well, who designed this fucking? And I bought it. You know why? Because I was fucking cold. I was from Florida. I'm like, I see something. Give me that fucking. And I bought it. Now I look like a schmuck on wheels. Okay? But I'm warm. When you get to a certain age, you don't care how you look. You're warm. You're cool. We wear boxer shorts. We don't care how balls are swinging. We let the air hit them. We're comfortable. That's all we care about. at a certain age. Comfort. Okay? If you are a fan of my podcast, I would appreciate if you shared it. Don't forget, December 10th, I'll be in Springfield, New Jersey at the Comedy Cove. January 28th, I'll be in Long Island with the Sopranos. And I'll be all around. If you want to book me, email me and book me. And I like to go over current events. I like to keep everybody updated what our idiot fucking in charge, Biden, has said. Because he says the most bizarre fucking things. And it just blows my mind. If in the 60s or 70s you would have said, look at this guy, he's going to run for president, you'd say, there's no way. There's no way. Oh, you got to see, before he got elected, his son was fucking taking money from the enemy, fucking a spy. No way. Not only is he the president, he's beloved by half the country. Half the country's a bunch of fucking assholes. As far as I could see, either the elections were fixed or the country's got half assholes. Either way, not good. So let's get into what happened this week with Joe Biden. Joe Biden today went to Arizona. Now, they've been begging him to go to the border because there's a crisis at the border. You all know that is like no other crisis we've ever seen. Like I said, millions of people are here that we don't even know where they are or who they are. Don't know, okay? We have thousands coming in daily. Don't know. We have thousands of unaccompanied minors flooding into the country. Most of them who are girls are being raped before they get in the country. We don't care. We don't care. Go ahead, rape children. We don't care. And it just came out this week that the Department of Homeland Security, there was a whistleblower. I don't know why they call him a whistleblower. The guy's a squealer. Anyway, the squealer said, hey, I don't know if you guys know, but the Department of Justice is sending these kids to people. They're human trafficking children. They're sending them to fucking people that they don't know, that to just, here, take children. Here, have some children. In a day and age where pedophilia is raging and people are astounded at how fucking crazy pedophilia is, we, the American people, are still voting people in for open borders for trafficking children. This is what I'm saying. It used to be, oh, you're Democrat, you're Republican. No, it doesn't matter. Now, I heard something over there. Now, it's dangerous because are these people crazy? You're for that? I don't want people like that in my fucking house that are like, yeah, I don't care a fuck about human trafficking. Yeah, I don't care that children are being raped at the border. I don't care. I'm still voting. I want it. I'm voting on continuing it. Oh, okay. But don't fucking try and come across like you're a fucking good person or a great person. And this, So anyway, I usually go over something with Biden that, like he said, crazy. Weeks have gone by, and every fucking week he says something that's so fucking crazy and so stupid that you look and you're like, did he really say that? And I don't make any of them up. You Google it, you go on YouTube, you go on TikTok, whatever it is, and you find it for the week. He says it. He's crazy. He's got dementia. He's crazy. I don't know who the fuck is running this country. I know it's not him because he's a fucking imbecile. So, what happens? This week, so Joe Biden says, are you going to the border? You're in Arizona. It's a border state. Are you going to the border? And he says, there are more important things than the border. No. He said no. He said, no, I'm not going to the fucking border. The whole country, even Democrats are screaming, go to the border already. There's a crisis like this country's never seen. And he's going to Arizona and he says, but I'm not going to go. First, this week, the administration was caught lying. The administration was asked, why doesn't he go to the border? And they said, he's been to the border. He's been to the border a few times. It was a complete lie. No one's outraged. CNBC, CNN, nobody, the Times, the Post, nobody even says, holy shit, this person's a fucking lie. Why are you lying? He hasn't been to. No, this is okay. You could lie. You could do anything you want now. It doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. They wanted to impeach Trump because he said there were more people at his inauguration than they thought they counted. And they said, oh, it's a lie. He's lying about how many people came. This guy's lying about fucking horrible things. So he says he's not. The thing that was more important was that they're opening up a factory to make microchips. That was more important than record number of rapes and child sex trafficking and drug smuggling. The number one killer of young people in America now is fentanyl coming through Mexico. Every week they catch record amounts. Every week they catch more fentanyl coming into this country that can kill almost every single person in the United States. Every week. If before you vote, Google all these fucking families who have lost loved ones to fentanyl and just look at their faces. Open Borders did that. Okay. So that's more important to him. That's more important. This fucking factory. So you would think that this factory was so much more important that he would be on top of it, that he would fucking get up there and he would say something about that factory that made you scratch your head and go, maybe it is important. Sell it to me. Let me know. Why? Why is it more important? And I'm going to read you exactly what he said. I had to write it down. I have it written down right here underneath because I can't even remember it. That's how fucking crazy it is. And when I heard it, I was like, did they doctor that? Come on. And I go to another channel. I go, no. So this is what he said. And I quote, he gets up there and he says, quote, they'll construct a second fab. I don't know what the word fab means. I thought it was short for fabulous. Fabulous. I thought he was talking to like that transgender guy who runs the fucking health and human services. No, I don't know what that means. They'll construct a second fab. Then he paused a second. He goes, here in Phoenix, to build 3 chips, nano chips, the 3 nano chip that are 3 nano chips. Let me read that again to you. This is what the president said. This is what was so much more important. He says, they'll construct a second fab here in Phoenix to build 3 chips, nano chips, the 3 nano chip that are 3 nano chips. And the whole place laughed. They laughed. Why did they laugh? Because he's obviously a fucking deranged, stupid, confused old man. And they laugh. You live in fucking Arizona and you laugh. How did you not boo this fucking guy off the fucking stage? And say they're fucking flooding us, millions are here. We don't know where they are. They're fucking, what are you going to do? No, he gets up and he's like fucking Dr. Seuss. 2 chip, 3 chip, 4 chip more. 3 chips, 4 chips. What do you think fucking China's doing? China's like this. Pass me another dog for lunch. This is what they're doing. This is the fucking leader of the United States. And they laugh. Everybody laughs. Not one person came forward and goes, hey, look, I've said this before. I don't understand why there isn't a bunch of fucking doctors who come out every day and say, this man is fucking lost. He's completely lost. He doesn't know anything. He's gone. He's the leader of our country. Borders are open. Whoever the fuck. Obviously, someone's paying a lot of fucking money to not fucking go in and get this guy and investigate and stuff. Of course it's China. Of course, you fucking dopes. It's China. So this is what's happening. And that's our update on Biden. One more time, they'll construct a second fab here in Phoenix to build 3 chips, nano chips. The 3 nano chip that are 3 nano chips. And then he said something like, I don't even know what I'm saying. He's something like that. He said, just go after this, go to YouTube and check it out. I'm not making any. You don't have to make it up with him. This is our fucking president of the United States. No way. No way. Okay, so what happened this week? The big news besides Elon Musk. Elon Musk is just saving. The only thing that makes this country great is the first fucking amendment. Freedom of speech. He caught the government actively involved in swaying an election, in getting involved with misinformation and swaying an election. It makes the election, in my eyes, illegitimate. So they actively did that. If they could actively do that, if they were in bed with the biggest fucking tech companies on the planet, then what makes you think they couldn't rig a couple of machines? Let me just tell you how voting works. It just happened in Georgia. We'll get into that in a minute. Georgia, let's say, to win the seat in Georgia, there are, let's say, I don't know how many counties in Georgia. To win the Senate seat, you have to have more votes than the other guy. It's cut and dry. But what they do is they have all counties. Now, what they should do, like in a presidential election, is New York is worth, let's say, 4 points. And Florida is worth 8 points. So if you have a very densely populated state, it's worth more points. So when you add that all up, that's who wins. And that's fair. Because, yeah, fucking Rhode Island shouldn't be fucking worth as much as New York or California or Chicago or Illinois. You understand? In Georgia, Herschel Walker won 80% of the counties. 80% lost by 200,000. Because all you have to do is win in 2 cities. Atlanta, Columbus. That's it. So you don't have to rig all the voting machines in Georgia. You don't have to do that. Same thing in New York. New York, you don't have to rig upstate. You don't have to fucking Monroe and fucking Hicks fucking town, New York. No, you rig 10 machines in New York City and you've won the state. Same thing in fucking Pennsylvania. You rig fucking Pittsburgh and Philly and you won this massive state. That's how it works. So all of a sudden, Herschel Walker wins 80% of the fucking state, loses the election. That's got to change. It's not fair. Every county should have a say. If every county was worth fucking 1 point, Herschel Walker would have won by a landslide. 80% of Georgia's fucked. They getting this fucking guy. So who won? Who won Georgia? Raphael Warnock won the Senate seat in Georgia. Now, some people call him pastor. I will not. He's not a pastor. Okay, a pastor is someone who has studied. Let's say he's a Christian pastor. I don't know how the Muslims work. I don't know how the Jews work. There must be like a 401k. I don't know what it is. But I know that in the Christian houses, in the Christian communities, you study the Bible and you go by the Bible. I grew up Catholic, and what happened was in Catholicism, you would read from the Bible. So you knew that the roots of Catholicism were in the Bible. Then they go off on their own. They make anybody they want to say. I don't know how the fuck they went off the rails somehow. But all I'm saying is he's a pastor. He's a Christian pastor. Pastor. Fuck. So I had a couple. Who gives a shit? So this guy calls himself a pastor. It's on record that the guy beats his wife. He physically abuses his wife. You're a pastor? First of all, don't call yourself a pastor anymore when you do that. You're supposed to turn the other cheek. You're supposed to be teaching people the love of Jesus Christ, the most peace-loving person to ever set foot on the earth. And you fucking raised your hands, not just a woman, which is bad enough, but to your wife, who you took an oath in front of God to love and to cherish. What a disgrace. And here's the thing. Are you meaning to say that people looked at this and said, this is the guy I want running for Georgia. I want him representing me. A guy who claims to be a pastor, yet he throws out all of these ideals, and for money and for power, he'll do anything. And for his own ego and pride, he beats and abuses his wife. To me, that would just be, I'm sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it. I have, but now people are going to rationalize this. Now, here's what I think. Can you all love that and voted for him over Herschel Walker? I don't get it. I don't get it. Go to Georgia. There's a lot of fucking places in Georgia that are fucking dirt poor, that have been run by fucking Democrats, and it's shit. So they didn't want to change. Let's do it. To me, Atlanta and fucking Columbus, I don't believe 80% of them. I don't believe. Let me tell you something also about the South. There's a lot of Christians in the South. And as a Christian, when I seen that he was anti-Christian, posing to be a Christian, I was outraged. And I said, I would never vote for this fucking guy. Those are the issues to me. To me, it gets personal when it gets to be that like that. So I don't believe that 80% of Atlanta, because I think he got like 80% of the Atlanta vote and Columbus vote. I don't believe that 80% of the Christians that live in those places overlook that and says, yes, that's okay. I don't believe it. That's not the way Christians are. Sorry. I guarantee you, if he was a Muslim and he did something that was against, like so far against the fucking Quran or so far against Muslim teaching, that Muslims would say, I'm sorry, but I'm a good Muslim and I cannot vote for you. Once you claim to be a mullah and then you go off and do something that's so anti-Muslim that I can't vote for you. I guarantee it, all the Muslims I know would be like that. But it gets better. This is a guy who's pro-abortion. He's a pastor, and he is for the destruction of the human life, the most vulnerable life on earth is life in the womb. The most vulnerable. He is for killing it. I'm sorry, you're not a pastor. And here's my big question. Who's filling this church? Who's going to church? Who's waking up early, brushing their hair, putting those, you ever see those big floppy hats that the southern black people wear? Beautiful. They get dressed up beautiful for church. I tell you, the whole country could learn. If you go to a black church, you could learn something about going to church. They wear beautiful clothes. The men they're dressed nice. It's like the old days, the way it used to be. Fucking as respectful as can be. Who's sitting? What Southern black Baptist? I think he's Baptist. I don't know what he is sitting in the pews, knowing he beats his wife. He's a lying sack of shit, and he's for abortion. And then he opens up the Bible and preaches. Who's sitting there? Who's thinking that this is based on the Bible? It boggles. I would love to see them go to his church where he is the pastor and interview people coming out and say, don't you know who this guy is? And I want to see them say, yeah, I don't care. I like him. You're a fucking idiot then. How many idiots are around? So this guy is for abortion. Listen to me. I'm not going to have a conversation right now whether a woman has the right to an abortion. I'm not going to get into it. It's a never-ending fucking conversation. You're either on one side or the other, and there's nothing I could say that could sway you, okay? But I will say this. There should be a conversation of what an actual abortion is. It's not the abortion you thought it was in the 60s and in the 70s and in the 80s. It was hidden. It was hidden what an actual abortion is. But now we know. Now we have science. Science has advanced so much that now science says in 6 weeks, the baby in the womb has brain waves, a heartbeat, and feels pain. And what they do, let's discuss how archaic it is. It's like when they put leeches on people back then. This is the fucking science. This is the medicine we're still trying to adhere to. This is what actually happens. They send like these, it looks like these big fucking barbecue fucking tongs that they send in. And they put it in. And what they try and do at first is to just crush the fucking head of the baby that's inside the womb and crush his brains out. One of the most excruciatingly painful things you could do to any living thing. But this is not just any living thing. This is a human being in there that has brain waves that separates us. We now know that it separates us from dogs, from monkeys, from fucking possums. It separates us. We could think. We feel pain. We know what pain is. We feel things in the womb. But sometimes they don't do that. They can't get to it. So they send this knife in and they just chop parts off and suck them out while the baby is alive in there. Are we still for this? Whatever your right is, can't we just agree how archaic that is? How horrible? Doesn't that give you fucking nightmares? Everybody tonight, look at your kid and just imagine before they were born that was their fate. It's fucking medieval. It's crazy. Listen, I'm talking about the advance of science. So we know about the brain waves. They actually do surgeries on babies that are still in the womb. Do you understand that? They open it up. They have cameras. You know how they send cameras through your fucking arteries? They send cameras down your fucking throat. You see your stomach. They send the camera up your ass. They find the bug that's up your ass. They never find that bug up your ass. You ever notice that? What, do you got a bug up your ass? No, I had it cleaned out. And there's a bug up there somewhere. So what they do is they put a camera in and they observe a fetus. Sometimes they observe the fetus during an abortion. It is the most horrific fucking thing you'll ever see in your life. And it's not on PBS. You know, we want to inform you. No, PBS will put on an LGBT drag show of a fucking guy, a guy with fake tits shaking it in a 5-year-old's face, or saying that he had. There's the PBS ad a fucking thing about a drag queen, a guy making believe he's a girl, telling 7-year-olds that he has a pussy and it's delicious. I swear my mother's eyes. But they won't put an abortion up because it's just too horrific. So when they put the camera in there, they've seen like twins. One of them was hurting or sick. One comfort the other twin. How beautiful is that? Does that sound like it's a lump of fucking protein? Are you fucking stupid? You gotta be fucking stupid to think that. Stupid people are ruining this fucking country. And all you have to do is look into it this much. All you have to do is look into this much, that Dr. Oz did not fucking endorse fucking boner pills or vitamins. He wasn't. He said it 10,000 times. I'm suing these companies for putting my face. All you have to do is look into that the laptop scandal with this fucking president, that his son was selling millions of dollars of fucking secrets with his father. It's a crime family. So all you got to do is look into this. Now, they've had video of the knife coming in to cut up a baby in the womb. And when they first, I want to cry. I'm not kidding you. I'm getting like a little emotional because this is how horrible it is. I'm going to get off the subject right away because it's fucking upsetting me. The knife would go in and they would cut like the kid's fucking leg. And you would see the fetus trying to defend himself. I don't care. The right, not the right. I don't want to discuss that. Let's discuss how barbaric this is. It shouldn't be happening anywhere. You want to decide how to do it in another way? I don't know. Sterilize yourself. Free pills. Free pills. You'll never get fucking pregnant until you come off the pill. But doing this to a human being is just as fucking cruel as this planet can possibly conceive. Okay? Just to give you a little, let's not call it health, a woman's health, because there's nothing that says you want to be healthy, have an abortion. No. I've had dogs my whole life. I had female dogs. The dog gets pregnant. Never once did the doctor say, why don't you just have the dog have an abortion? Yeah, no, let the dog keep getting pregnant. Just bring him in and we'll have abortions. It's good. It's for the health of the dog. Never. It's bullshit. It's misinformation. Just imagine you had a dog and the dog was having puppies. And right before that, the doctor says, I aborted them. Yeah, I went into and I took the puppies and I crushed their fucking heads and I squashed them and I threw them in the garbage. You'd be fucking outraged. They'd be fucking burning down that veterinarian's office because it was a dog. I just described to you what abortions are. It's worse. Believe me, it's worse. Believe me, if you ever see it, believe me, there are partial births where the baby's actually being born and the doctor just throws them in the garbage. I'm telling you, it's barbarism. And to sum it all up, Raphael Warnock, the pastor who believes in the sanctity of the life that God has formed, believes that's okay. He believes it's okay. I know he doesn't believe it's okay. This is his character. He's doing it just because he wants fame and power and money. He's the most dangerous fucking person there is. And it's not just because he's a Democrat. Anybody who chooses to put aside basic human rights and endorses the horrible suffering and destruction of human life for fame, power, or money is evil. And yet this guy was fucking elected. I can't wrap my head around it. I know the people of Georgia are fucking good people. These Southern people are fucking beautiful, loving people. Southern Christians are the fucking nicest people in the world. I cannot believe they took this pastor and said, you're our guy. And that's what he's for. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I don't know if don't fucking message me and give me this bullshit. You don't believe in a woman. I'm not taking sides. You want to kill your fucking kid? I can't stop you. How many fucking people are fucking leaving their kids in dumpsters? I can't stop you. If you want to be a piece of shit, go be a piece of shit. I don't care. LGBT, I don't care. Just don't bring it to the fucking kids. I don't care what you do. Go shove a fucking lamp up your ass. I don't care. I don't care. I believe you have the right to do it. Close your door. Do whatever the fuck you want. And in other news, the Ukraine, fucking Ukraine, the Ukraine has suspended Christian gatherings, closed Christian churches, and arrested Christian leaders, church leaders, barricaded churches. My money is going to the Ukraine to put people down because of their religious beliefs. I'm a little bit of a history buff. I'm a little bit of a history buff. And I can tell you one thing. China, Russia, when they banned Christians and they closed churches and they arrested leaders, that was this. Do you know, once you get to the Christians, you must have fucking went through the Jews first. When you hear that Christians are being arrested and rounded up and executed and beaten, that means they did it to 100 times more Jews. No? China. You know the Chinese Jews? Not Chinese Jews? No, don't exist. Russia killed more Jews than anybody. Okay? Russia fucking brutalized them. And then they closed the churches. They didn't even rip down the churches. They use them for other things. They're still like Orthodox Russian churches. Okay? They brutalized. I don't stand with the Ukraine anymore. They are not for fucking freedom. There's no freedom in the Ukraine. If you're a Christian, I guarantee you the suppression of anti-Semitism, the suppression of abuse of the Jews in the Ukraine is fucking amazing, and I bet you it's not reported. You heard it here first, Freddie Rubino. When it gets to the Christians, that's the last. They already went through the Jews. They probably fucking destroyed the Muslim population. They took like fucking Orthodox Muslims and you probably never heard about it. They might have said we expelled them. Yeah, to a fucking ditch. I guarantee you the Ukraine has committed fucking atrocities. If they're doing it to Christians, they ran out of Jews. That's Freddie Rubino, street smart. I'm street smart. You can't teach me nothing. I seen it all. And I'm Freddie Rubino with my podcast. I hope you guys liked it. Please don't message me because I don't care what you have to say. I'm just mouthing off here and saying what I feel. And I know a lot of people agree. Everywhere I go when I tour, when I go around and do comedy all over the country, Minnesota, Chicago, Kansas City, Pennsylvania, Boston, Florida, everybody leaves the show, 99.9% go, I agree with everything you fucking say. And if that's the fucking case, and I believe it is because you fucking love my stand-up, how the fuck did these other guys get elected? Come on, wake the fuck up. Elections are all fucking rigged. We're all fucked. Anyway, I'll see you at the show this Saturday. And I love you guys. And I hope you share this like it's your sister at the Super Bowl party.